everybody who watches this video. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to make this bee farm. It's actually 1:07 at the time I'm recording this, and that's at night, not 1:07 lunchtime. So yeah, it's pretty late. Let me break down these sides. I forgot to break down these. So basically I'm going to be showing you how to make this very simple design. You can use different blocks. I just used these blocks because it was simple and I think it looks pretty nice. And I have this relatively compact and easy to make good looking bee farm that will get you honey bottles and lots and lots of honey bottles, really. That's what it's going to get you. And if you don't want honey bottles and you want honeycomb, which you get by shearing a beehive or a bee's nest, you can just put, I'll tell you later because it won't make sense if I tell you now. So let's basically just get on with it. So this is the entire ingredients list. I believe I left out the comparator. Okay, these are all the things you'll need. You'll need 2 hoppers, more if you want to extend the storage. 2 just for basic level. You are going to need redstone. Just get as much as you can. The more the merrier. You're gonna need some slabs, some stairs, building blocks. It does not matter, it's just whatever you think looks best for your exterior. Doors, which are optional. I like to have doors because then you can get in and get out easier if you need to breed or something like that. You're gonna need glass. The glass isn't technically necessary, but it's always nice to see your bees clutter up and not be able to get to the beehive because you've spawned in way too many, and that's not a realistic number. That was overly specific. You're gonna need, did I already say? Oh, there's hoppers at the beginning. Yeet. You're going to need 2 beehives. If you're later in the game and you have silk touch, you can always mine bee nests, which always looks cool, but not necessary. They do the same thing. You're gonna need trapdoors. Again, any trapdoor, and you don't even need a trapdoor. It's really just for looks. Like I like one right there, and I covered this up, but I like one right there too. Just makes it look a little nicer. You're gonna need dispenser. You're actually gonna need 2 dispensers. Exactly 2 dispensers. You're gonna need 3 chests at a minimum, but you can always expand storage and have more. And 2 redstone comparators. So let's get into how to build this. So as you can see, the first thing you're going to want to do is make this bulb right here, I would say. So the dimensions for it are, you take your support beams, I'm going to be using oak logs, and you build 4 up, and then go 3 across and build up once again, and then 1 block out from it, add, you can either do planks or your building block and then glass and then more building block, or if you want it to be feel real spacious, you can put 2. I'm gonna do 2 for this example so I don't have 2 of the exact same thing right next to each other because that kind of seems excessive. And then from right here you're gonna want to go 5 over. So we're just gonna build 5 over real quick. Just build over, pretty simple. And if you want doors, I'd recommend putting them right here on these. I just like the way it looks. You can always like put it right here if you want. You can do whatever you want with your designing. I'm just here for the measurements. So build 5 out again. and then 2-stack glass. That's what I'm gonna do. I honestly like the 2-stack glass. It feels a little more open. Now that you're here, you're going to want to place some oak logs just like this. You want them to be flush with this and not flush with the logs over here that are kind of floating at the moment. And it'll probably be like that for the rest of the video. And then the next thing I like to do is add these little beams over right here, just like so. And that's these beams right here. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So you break off the ends of these and you just place it like this. Makes this kind of shape. You don't have to do this. I just, one, like the way it looks, and two, it just kind of helps with the overall just way it looks. I'm gonna build a sunroof. You do not have to build a sunroof. You can just use your building block or your support beam block, whatever suits you. I like having a really spacious area for the bees, so one, they can look out and contemplate life as they're trapped in a constant loop of making honey and bumping into their brethren. Yeah. Oh, I also forgot to add, you're obviously gonna need flowers. I'm just gonna do red tulips. I like red tulips. They're my favorite flower. Well, no, not my favorite flower. Just scatter the floor with them. Doesn't really matter if you're low on flowers for some reason. And also something that seems like all the YouTubers I've seen, they don't know. But if you take bone meal, if I can find it, I'm not used to this new crafting menu arrangement. I'm on ps4, so this is all new to me. I'm just gonna have to search it up. Bone. There we go. You can take flowers and put bone meal on them, and it'll spawn more of the same flower around. So you don't have to like spam on the ground until you get the flower you want, which is kind of a cool little trick. So you can get more, you just bone meal it. I'm just gonna fill this all the way in. And now, what you're gonna wanna do is, I actually put these too far back, so let me just execute these flowers. Place that. Now what you're gonna wanna do is place a 2x2 just like that. And then, if I can find the menu, there we go. Get out a beehive and hoppers. So you place a beehive like, or nope, one back. You place a beehive one back like that. Temporary block, one back like that. And then let's just break out real quick. The next thing you're gonna want to do is get your chests out. You can either do a 2x2 like this, or just have one staring you down. For that one, I did the chest staring you down. This one, I'm gonna do the side by side. And then you're just gonna wanna make it so it brings into like that. Oops. And so it comes down and through to here. And then, what is it? Oh yeah, comparators. We're gonna take out our comparator, place one right there, and place one right here. There we go. Now that we have this kind of shape on the back, let's see what it looks like from the side or the front. Looks like that. You can put your trapdoor over the hopper if you feel like it. It's totally just a design feature. If you're going fully for efficiency and not for looks, you can make this out of dirt for all I care. It's just, I like making mine look at least a little fancy. So what we're gonna do now is So we're actually going to build 3 over, just like this. Leave that space open so we can see the chest. Build over 3. Build up. We're only going to build up by 3 actually. Wait. Yeah, we build up by 4. And then just replicate it on this side. But this side you can actually fill it in all the way. And then make some logs or support beam going across, whatever looks best in your eyes. We're actually gonna whip out our hopper real quick. We're going to, I itch. Or I rub. What? Just do like that. So now we have the chest and the hopper going down from this one down to here. And there we go. Fill that in with the slab so it does not interfere. And I'm just gonna make a quick little staircase. That one I made like a super detailed staircase. This one I'm just gonna just make a quick staircase. Perfect. And now into the little bit more complicated part. So now it takes 5 fillings for this thing to fill up. So we need some redstone. Look at my beautiful smile. So what we're gonna do is take out our dispensers and our redstone here. And this is going to be kind of hard to place the dispensers correctly. Probably should have done this a little sooner, but it's not too hard. There we go. Now that that's facing into this, and let's just place a block right here, temporary, and get it to place correctly. The hardest part of this entire build is trying to get these to place correctly. There you go. Just like that. And then bam, shazam. Boom, we have done it. Now what we're gonna do is, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get out our building block. And saying a lot. Just do this little roundabout and then place a block here so it cuts that line off. And if we count 1 piece of redstone, 2 piece of redstone, 3 piece of redstone, 4 piece of redstone, 5. And it takes 5 fill-ups for this thing to activate. 5 over, so once the 5 fill-ups are done, and then it goes into this. One thing we're actually going to need to do is make this 2 over, because if we do it like this, this will go into it before it's ready, which will spit out a glass. So we're actually going to do it like that. So there's the comparator, 3 around into here. Make it look like it's going into the chest, but really it's not. Now where is the stinking slabs? There we go. Just going to cover up this real quick. And now onto this other one. Okay, so this other one is pretty much the exact same thing. We're just going to build over just like this. So what we are going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, you're done. It's that simple. You just, a little L shape right here, and then it goes up by 1 block and over. It's literally that simple. It's so simple, yet when I was trying to like figure out how to make it efficiently, it took me like literally 3 hours of just nonstop like, what am I doing? But then I figured out the code, and now I am showcasing how you can do it too. So now that we're here, I'm just gonna do some finishing touches of beauty and cover the roof real quick. I don't like to, but I kind of have to leave these 2 bits exposed but nobody's like flying over the top, especially because you're probably doing this in survival. And I am pretty much positive that this is the end and I have done it. So place the trapdoor and let's see if the bees like it. The bee's knees. The bees to the knees to the wheeze. Wish I could do like a good laugh wheeze. Hello. This is one thing that I cannot stress enough about this bee thing. I kind of sped through it a little because it's pretty simple, but one thing I cannot stress enough is in these, even if you say you only have like a stack, don't just put the stack in there. You spread it out. Just spread it out as much as you can, because it needs to have them all spread out. And the reason for this is because it will, if you don't spread them out, it will go in, the honey that it produces will go into the dispenser instead of it going into the hopper. For some reason, I don't know why it does it, but it does. So I cannot stress this enough. Whatever you do, spread them out a ton. I'm just gonna keep it back in there. So if, before you make this, try to get at least like 2 or 3 stacks of bottles, because you need to spread them out a lot. So if you have a desert near you or a sandy beach, go and get as much sand as possible, because very important. So if there's 3 per hive, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So while these guys are pollinating, let me show you some easier ways to get bees in Minecraft. So if you haven't watched my video already, I actually posted this probably yesterday, because I'm recording this at 1 o'clock at p.m. So that means it would be yesterday. So yeah, I show a seed that gets you guaranteed bees, and I show you how to get bees easily. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch it. It's not too long, it's only like 10 minutes. So it's not too long, and you don't even have to watch the whole thing. You just kind of skip through it to the parts you're interested in. But basically, I am going to get it? So some easier ways to like breed bees and will make it a lot more sensible is if you just take 2 bees from the wild that already had a hive and put them in here, they won't do much because those aren't their hives. They're used to their hives, not these automated hives or fake hives, I guess you could say. So what you're gonna need to do is build a little box and take your wild bees and breed them in this box. And how you breed bees is pretty simple. You just take flowers, left click on them, like if you were feeding a horse wheat or trying to breed dogs with bones. You just left click on them to breed them. Pretty simple. Just make this sealed box so they can't escape. And those are where your old bees will be at. And your new bees you'll take by lead or holding a flower at them until they follow you. And it works perfectly. I need some bees to come out so I can pick block them, because I do not feel like trying to find bee eggs. Wha! Got him. So you'd have your 2 wild bees in here, let's just say, and then you feed both of them. So they have love hearts. It's kind of hard to tell with the shallow roof. Okay. You might want to make the roof higher, make it a glass roof, and then you would take the baby bee, wherever it's gone, there it is. That was a pretty bad example. You'd probably want to put a glass roof or make the roof taller. But then you would, with luring by a flower or a lead, take the baby bee into here, and it would, since it didn't have an original hive, it would associate this hive once it grew up as its home hive, and it would produce the honey. The sweet, sweet honey. And also, at the beginning of the video, I said that it wouldn't make sense if I explained it now. So basically what I was explaining is that if you don't want honey in a bottle. Oh, shoot. I haven't put the bottles in here even yet, so I totally forgot about that. Got sidetracked. I think it's in here. Yeah, there we go. So you're gonna want to get lots of glass bottles. You don't need this many. You probably only need 2 stacks per each one of these, but if you have a big like desert or something, just try to get a stack for each piece. So you'll need 9 stacks of glass bottles. Glass bottles are pretty easy to get to fill up one, and then to fill up the second one, again, 9 glass bottles. And if you don't want these bottles of honey, and instead you want honeycomb, what you can do is put shears in the dispenser, and it'll shear the what is it called? The hive, and you'll get honeycomb. You can do that with normal honeycombs too. Oh shoot! I built a real roof on this. I can't open it. What? Oh yeah, it only works if they're on the top. I forgot. There we go. None has been creative. Yeah, they're not very active, it looks like. With this one, I had it buzzing super fast. Like, yeah, this thing's created 3 through this chest and 3 through this chest. So this one's buzzing's pretty hard, but since we just made this one, isn't going super fast. So we didn't put a lot in there. I only put like 2 or 3. So it's going to be a little slower. That one has like 3 million. So, oh, I think I just heard it go off. Not in this chest. That means it's in the bottom chest. Or it malfunctioned. Hey, we got our first honey. So, I could tell because of the clicking sound and the distinctive sound that it makes. It's more like a bop or a when they go in, but when it fills up, it's more like a so yeah, I mean, I pretty much showed you how to make it. So I'll go over one thing real quick. Just get as many glass bottles as you can. Ooh, heard it dispense again. Nice, we got some more honey. And if you don't want bottles of honey and you want honeycomb, just switch out the bottles of honey in here with shears. You don't need this many shears. Their durability will go down, so you might want to put like 2 or 3, but you don't need this many. That'd just be super excessive. And you'll get honeycomb, and you can make the honeycomb blocks, which aren't too bad looking, honestly.